Alright folks, how you doing? Welcome back. So in this video I'm going to be reacting to one of my favourite scenes from The Sopranos, and what I love about this scene is that Christopher calls Paulie out on his bullshit, which Paulie, being a narcissist that he is, doesn't appreciate, and of course he always has to deflect and shift blame, and it's always someone else's fault and it's never his fault because he's a big fucking baby. How the hell, by the way, did Paulie make it to the end of this show? Of all the fucking people, this fucking windy liquor actually made it to the end of the show, which is fucking incredible because he's a, I don't want to use the R word, you know, but he's a bit of a, shall we say, he's not the brightest, I don't want to say the R word, because that wouldn't be very nice, but it kind of is. I'll just stick with windy liquor. I think that pretty much covers it. But let's have a look at this scene.
So we open the fucking trunk. There's suffocating Russian.
Every time I see Paulie's face, for some reason I think of the phrase, so I says to ma, he's such a fucking mummy's boy. He really is. It turns out he's, spoilers, it turns out his mum's not his mum, it's actually his aunt. Not a surprise considering how much of a fuck up Paulie is. His whole family's fuck up. Come on, play.
Sucker pops up. He's still alive.
This fucking Russian cocksucker. Paulie, you were the one who was fucking provoking him. You were just sitting there to collect the money. You couldn't even fucking collect an envelope. That's the only reason you were there. Silvio was meant to do it, but he was sick with the flu. In fact, Tony should have just sent Christopher to pick up the money. Christopher would have just went there, picked up the money, and left. No drama, no big deal, nothing. Wouldn't have provoked a fight. What was Paulie's rationale for picking a fight with a Russian anyway? What was it? You ever heard of the Cuban Missile Crisis? I minded that actually. Christopher like, oh, I thought it was just a movie. Christopher's another one who's no too bright. How the fuck did the fucking mob last until the 6th season? They're all a bunch of fucking windy lickers. They really are. They're all fucking stupid. But aye, what was Paulie's reasoning again for picking a fight with a Russian? Because of the Cuban Missile Crisis. This was the reason. Paulie is so hung up on his superstitions and his pettiness, and he's just such a fucking man-child. He really is.
We lead him through the snow. This asshole's shivering. I mean, he's wearing fucking pajamas and slippers in like 8-degree weather.
By the way, another one of my favorite channels, King Boomer, when he reacted to Rock and Roller, he said, the Russians are the hardest white people. They really are. They're no folk that you want to mess with or get on the wrong side of, because they will fucking kick your ass.
Hey. Oh, there he is.
How you doing?
Hey, Tom. Ready on the way in. Another fucking incident at the airport. Fucking assholes. I gotta make a couple calls. Anyway, he starts running, the Russian. Boom! I'm telling you, the top of his head came off like a fucking bad rug.
What a beat we had give this prick. Oh, mother. Where's he now, you think? Who the fuck cares? Right, Quincy?
Who the fuck knows? Oh, bastard. Never would have happened if Paulie hadn't initially overreacted, but it's one for the books.
Oh, look at how Paulie's face turns. Do you notice it? How his expression suddenly drops because there's a threat to his control as a narcissist. He's blaming him. And of course, being a narcissist, nothing's ever Paulie's fault, even though everything is always Paulie's fault because he's a fuck up and a window licker. It was absolutely your fucking fault, Paulie. How the fuck did he make it to the end of that show? I have no fucking clue. Tony should have killed him on the boat. I'll go on the fucking record to saying it. He was well within his rights to fucking off him and toss him out of the side of the boat like a heap of shite. Honestly. Because another thing as well, Paulie was giving all the information to Johnny Sack. It turns out Carmine did not have a fucking clue who he was. He's a fucking nobody. But the size of his ego, he thinks, oh, New York, they want to take me in. I'll work for New York. Tony's not treating me right because he's a fucking man baby. Paulie's kissing Tony's arse, he stabbed him in the back because he's a fucking hypocrite. That's another sign of narcissism, hypocrisy, and double standards. And you get that in fucking spades with Paulie, the fucking windy licker.
What do you mean overreacted?
Look at that. Moment's hesitation for Christopher. It was almost incredulous. Like, I have to fucking explain it to you? We were sent there to collect an envelope. That is the only thing that we were sent to do. Collect an envelope and leave. I don't know how Paulie manages to tie his fucking shoes. Just go there, collect envelope, and leave. That's it. Sorry, I know I'm doing a very good impersonation of a parrot, but fucking windy liquor.
You choked him with the lamp, Paulie, or we could have got Silvio Scarol without having to spend the night in the fucking open.
You let him jab you with that shovel.
See how it's Christopher's fault? You let him jack you with that shovel. Yeah. How did you get to that point? In fact, Christopher needs to rewind it back even further because he provoked him by dropping the universal remote on purpose. Don't mess with the Russians.
What's the problem? That's his goddamn.
We would have caught up.
Another thing as well, why the fuck does Paulie always do that with the horns?
Fucking open.
You let him jab you with that shovel. What's the problem? That's his.
Paulie does not even know how to point his finger properly. How did he make it to the end of the show? How? It baffles fucking belief. They can't even point at someone correctly.
Goddamn.
We would have caught up to the prick if you didn't lose your fucking shoe.
Sorry, I know I'm being petty, but still, you get the point, right?
Wait.
I actually love this scene because Christopher knocks Paulie off his wee perch here. He really knocks him down and embarrasses him in front of the crew. I mean, Paulie's a fucking bastard. He really is. I couldn't be in the mafia. I would end up fucking killing Paulie. So, and I'm not a violent person, but you can only take so much. I mean, what the fuck?
Lost your shoe? You didn't tell us about that.
I love that Vito's fucking laughing at him. I mean, if Vito was fucking laughing at you, then you know you're a fuck up.
Chrissy, please don't leave me out here.
Oh, I love that. I love that he rips the pure piss at him. Treats him like the bag of shite that he is. Chrissy, don't leave me out here. I wish we had more scenes like this where Chrissy just absolutely knocks him off his perch and rips the utter piss out of him. He fucking deserves it. Paulie's a fucking Cena. That's what I say it. But you know what a Cena is, right?
You little cuts.
Aye. Christopher's like, you dragged him along on that job, Paulie. You got him in trouble. You damn near got him killed. You know, he had to spend the night in the open, and then you blamed him for all of it. Christopher should have got the fuck out of the mob, man. A bunch of scumbags. And a bunch of shite bags that all come with that.
Sucker.
I covered your ass with Tony about that whole thing.
I love the look on Paulie's face here. You can see the little squirrel brain, the narcissism within the creature. You know, Christopher correctly saying, I covered your ass with Tony on that whole thing and never a word of thanks. And you never get one either because he's a sociopath and a narcissist. Gratitude is the one thing you will never get. Or acknowledgement, or recognition, or any kind of decent behavior at all, whatsoever, ever. Realize what you're dealing with, Christopher.
And never a word of fucking thanks, ever.
Always playing that blood relation card. Tony's little favorite.
Aye, which is what you wish you were, Paulie.
Word of fucking thanks, ever.
Always playing that blood relation card. Tony's little favorite.
Says the man who's got a fucking framed picture of Tony Soprano in his house dressed up like a Napoleonic general. Such a kiss-ass Paulie. An absolute fucking man-child. He's got a framed picture of Tony Soprano in his house like a fucking Napoleonic general. Talk about bloody ridiculous. I'm not hanging on. I used to walk about his house with braces on, dressed in a fucking tracksuit. Paulie's a fucking head case. He really is. I wish to fuck they had killed him. That would have been my favourite fucking episode of The Sopranos. where he gets knocked off and beat the shit out of him, at least put him in the fucking hospital. Paulie's a fucking scumbag. A bag of shite. And a shite bag.
Fuck you.
What?
Absolutely. Fuck you. And here's Paulie. This is how fucking deluded he is. He's got to be like 60, 65 years old at this point. Christopher's like in his 20s. Does he really think he's going to batter him? Christopher could fucking knock the absolute... I mean, he's figuratively done this. He could absolutely knock the fuck out of him. You know, he did that verbally. But he could physically fucking throw him around like a bag of shite. Come on, Paulie, you're not going to fucking win a fist fight against Christopher. Christopher would kick the fuck out of you, son. Have a fucking word with yourself.
Come on.
Man, Christopher's like, come on, I'll fucking take you on, you fucking see that. Again, I want to watch my language, you know, I don't want to go too far, but you get what I'm saying.
The fuck? That was a good story, damn it. Telling you right now. It's finished with us.
Aye, Paulie, you fucking crybaby. Fucking manchild. Absolutely pathetic. Oh, I have no idea how the fuck he managed to make it to the end of the show. How the fuck did he make it to the end? Of all the fucking C-nuts who could have made it to the end. And a show full of scumbags, he's the worst. He is the worst. But anyway, thanks for watching.